The school has a particular spirit about it. The students have it. It just rests in them.
This place has a history of drawing people in and making them a permanent part of the family.
I first came in 1958 as a freshman. I came back in 1990 as principal and was principal here till 2010.
My first experience at Mercy was when I was a freshman back in 1957.
Sister Marjorie Rudemiller came back to be principal too. Both women watched as the school evolved through the years.
Well, uniforms have changed and how they're worn has changed.
And now the school is part of the fabric of who they are.
I loved being here. I loved the whole Mercy family. I loved everything that went on.
Which is why the final days inside this building are so tough.
I live right on the side of the school, and I've cried enough times out in my kitchen as I looked at the school. And know that's going to be hard.
The Sisters of Mercy announced more than a year ago they were merging this school and McAuliffe because of declining enrollment. Parts of this building will go to the new school. Its trademark stained glass window, a set of their wooden lockers, but the most important pieces, the people inside and their memories, will help the rest live on.
Of course, I love the building, but it's more the spirit. It's the spirit and the generations of people who are here and are a part of it.
Family on three, family on three. 1, 2, 3. Family. Good job.
On this court, it's about a lot more than running up the score.
I played hard. All right, everybody listen to what was going on. I can't be more happy.
The players will tell you that's because the biggest wins come courtesy of the coach.
I mean, he a good person. He'll teach you some stuff, and he's just a good man in general.
Everything that so far that I see him, everything he say positive. He never in a bad mood, nothing of that.
Jared Ward is from Avondale, where he says not everyone gets a fair shot. He spoke to us in the neighborhood where he grew up, a place he's now trying to help.
Here, a lot of our kids grow up early. They're left to be babysitters. They're left to be fathers. They're left to be mothers. And it's hard for them to actually be kids.
Ward knows his life, like many here, could have pivoted or even been cut short.
The fact that I have 2 older brothers who never made it past the age of 21. I have friends who never got to have kids. I know girls who die young.
He says he's here today because of mentors he met at a local Boys and Girls Club.
So me knowing that and knowing that it's a shortage, I spread myself thin and I make sure that I'm able to touch every single kid that comes around.
That's where the game comes in. A self-described youth advocate and athletic director for Elevated Excellence Sports Academy, Ward also runs Baller Sports Group, a nonprofit designed to be an outlet for kids once in his shoes.
It means a lot because, like I said, it keeps my kids busy. Keeps them out of trouble, which is very important in these days and times.
He also makes a point to focus on mental health.
That kids can talk to people, kids can go to their coach, kids can go to a therapist, or they can go to anyone that they respect to be able to vent and receive that different type of love that only certain people can give.
Because on this court, Ward believes every player can make it with the right fans cheering them on.
That's what keeps me going, to know that any day could be that day. But for the kids around here to know that I have a voice, I've been them. I've been down in the dumps. I didn't have anywhere to go. I've been that person who got in trouble in the police car on the way to the district. I've been that person. But I also know that it's a better way.
With Andrea Carter, Kristen Swilley, WCPO, 9 News. It's homecoming night at Taft High School.
Yeah, daytime, baby!
And the team is leaving it all on the field.
Play for one another. Play for one another. Your last one.
But this time, it's not just the seniors saying goodbye.
And it means everything to the boys and to the parents and to the fans.
It's emotional. I've been here, this is my 11th year here.
Long after the lights die down and the bleachers clear, a legacy remains.
I think it's an awesome tribute to Dad. The whole family was just so excited when the Taft alumni suggested that the stadium, Taft Stadium, be named Willard Stargell.
Jason Stargell is the youngest of Willard Stargell's 5 children.
It just allows us to realize Dad had an impact.
Willard Stargell was a longtime coach here at Taft and former UC football star, 2 parts of his life that were sources of great pride and reminders of racial prejudice.
He said it's important that we be better so that we can't be judged inadequate.
When UC's football team was invited to play Virginia Tech in the 1947 Sun Bowl in Texas, it came with a contingency. Stargell couldn't come because he was black.
It hurt Pops, I think, a little when UC decided to go to the bowl game and leave him home.
Jason Stargell says his dad was never bitter. Instead, he devoted his life to the students here at Taft.
He was an educator, and it wasn't just about the sciences or physical ed. Dad was an educator about life.
He was beloved, but never offered the top job. That title went to a white coach.
I wasn't even aware of the fact that Dad wasn't the head coach until well into my adult years. But he didn't speak much about anything that tried to hold him down.
A legacy solidified with his namesake stadium, built in 2004.
Stay away, please. I'm considering somewhere for a soccer is one, because it's not right here.
Which is part of why people were so upset.
Once that property is paid for, the land, it's a wrap.
When they first learned FC Cincinnati's new multi-million-dollar soccer stadium would replace Stargell Stadium, Monica Williams is moving out too.
They're letting me stay just to fulfill my catering orders till, end of November, and then I'm out.
Her business is feet from Taft High School and will move out to make room for the new stadium's construction. She leases the space and says she was offered $20,000 to move.
It's not even a food truck. It gets me maybe 30 days to pay some bills and recoup and find out where I'm going to go work.
FC leadership says they're working with Williams and others about how to move forward.
We respect the fact that change has not always been good in the West End and other parts of our community.
But, he says, they're trying to retain the neighborhood's character and complexion.
Genuinely, we want to be about improving the future.
Jason Stargell is pro FC Cincinnati. He's a soccer enthusiast who also wants to protect his father's legacy. He's optimistic about what's to come and what he hopes will remain.
Things that have always seemed to work out well for Pops and for the family, and just doing the right thing seems to always be fruitful. So we hope, we keep our fingers crossed.